Okay, yeah, so it is the day after our haunt, and I figured you guys would want me to talk about what happened and all that stuff. Well, I had a good time. I think a lot of the kids had a good time. I think everyone that came to see it had a good time. We raised and donated $301 for the Spirit of Children Hospital. So we actually raised a lot of money. Um, You know the maggot in the nose that I put in the mailbox? The mail lady came by and literally put the mail in the box with the maggot in the nose in there. That was so funny. This was yesterday morning. Um, we... I got it here. I'm kind of sad that it's over. Like, I know that if we did it on actual Halloween, we would get so many people, but it actually did start raining, and it was really windy today. Like, if it wasn't raining or windy, we would have done it today, too. We can't do it on Halloween because I work. I think I'm gonna be working on Halloween. Lucas obviously has school. We can't set all that up on Halloween. There's no way. It took us a full day to set that all up, and then to replace all those batteries again. Oh, that's the worst part. But next year our goal is to raise $1,300 for Spirit of Children, and we're gonna advertise around places. We're gonna hand to people donation slips. We are going to advertise everywhere. We are going to get it out there more next year. This was our first year. This was our practice year, and it's only going to get better every year. That's how it starts. It starts out small and little, but then it gets bigger every year. We'll also get some more spotlights next year because it was pretty dark. Without my flashlight, you really couldn't see a lot of the stuff. So we're going to get some more spotlights next year. And they said there's always room for improvements. Um, some of you have commented saying you didn't think it was cool because there's too many animatronics and all, but honestly, the people who've seen it in person thought it was just unbelievable. There was actually one lady that said it was scarier than the haunted fort because we had the kids that were in the masks and scaring people, the ones that would hide under the trampoline and jump. Scared people. There was a lady there that was actually really scared, an adult lady. Like, she was like, who's that under there? Is that guy real? And I'm like, yeah, he is. And she kept getting scared, and I think the kid touched her, and she just freaked out and started running. There was one moment where a lady saw another lady, and she just screamed at her because she got scared. It was funny. Broken Spine Girl, as you saw, ended up breaking. We'll have to try and fix her. I'm gonna try to fix Morning Glory. I have a lot of repair work. Sweeney Swamphage's eyes stopped lighting up, and Sweeney Scarecrow's mouth quit moving. What a surprise, right? I've got a lot of work to do this next coming up summer. And when we put them back into the storage unit, there needs to be a lot of work. So we'll just say that. Peekaboo Panty, I kept having to turn off and on to make go every once in a while. She'd kind of stop going. But the people that she scared like, I shined my flashlight up on her. I said, hey, watch that girl up there. Every time her head popped up, it scared people. Peekaboo Penny is one of the best scaring. She's one of the best scaring props. And like I said, we were on the news. We were on the 6 o'clock news and the 10 o'clock news. The first video I posted was the two combined together that they posted on their site. We all had a good time, and I think this is going to be a Halloween to remember for everyone, all the neighbors, all Luke's friends. Like I said, that one guy, his name is Randy, I think. He helped us with all the power supply. He brought a bunch of power strips and extension cords. If it weren't from him, we would have had a huge cord mess. But he got all our power hooked up for us. And then like I said, that one other neighbor kid, he put some of the spiders in the tunnel. He's the one who found a spot for all those. There a lot of people helped out. And then when we were moving back to the storage unit, all of Luke's family helped haul it back to the storage unit. We had 5 cars. And none of it was my family. It was all Luke's family that hauled it back. So that was pretty cool. I I left my life-size hovering ghost, broken spine girl, toe tagged and deadly roots at Lucas's place. I didn't want to put him in the storage unit. I just kept him with him. Broken spine girl I left because I might try to. I have another module for her in the storage unit somewhere, so hopefully that works. Hopefully I can replace that. Because she doesn't lift or tilt. Like, she doesn't even try. Like, there's a gear that completely broke in there. Rising from the Grave Corpse, his gear broke. The one that retracts him back down. Just like Jack-o'-Lunger. So, like I said, I have a lot of repair work to do. I think this year in 2010 were still definitely my best Halloweens. 2012 was still a nightmare. I was so stressed out that Halloween. 2011 was okay, but I was upset because that's when Gravedigger broke. And then 2009 I put stuff out, but I was out trick-or-treating and looking at other people's stuff, so I didn't get to stay home and watch people. But yeah, this year was, I think, definitely one of the best Halloweens so far. And it wasn't even Halloween. If we actually did it on Halloween, no doubt about it, I'm sure we could have easily raised $1,000 for Spirit of Children, but we just couldn't do it. And I suppose next Halloween is going to be on a Wednesday, so we're going to have to plan what to do with that. It's a long ways away now, but Lucas is already counting down the days and the hours. And like I said, of course seeing it on a computer isn't going to look good as it would if you were to see it in person. That's not how it works. You can't get the full idea. You can't get the full perspective by seeing it off of YouTube video. You have to be there in person to actually enjoy it. And so when you post a comment saying this is a low quality haunt, it's like, you got to remember you're looking at it behind a computer. Of course it's going to look like that behind a computer. You got to be there to see it in person. What I like is that we had a forest demon in our front yard and the backyard. We had two forest demons. One was Luke's and one was mine. Luke's was in the backyard. Mine was in the front yard. My favorite scenes, like, we had many scenes, as you see, many attractions. My favorite was the graveyard, Grim Reaper Graveyard Cemetery. The forest with the witches and demons. I like that. And my other favorite was the electric guys, Death Row and Electrocuted Maniac. They looked so good together. I'm hoping that we can get the because now that me, Lucas, and Don are teaming up together, we can split what animatronics we buy, you know. And I hope we can get the High Voltage Fenced In Zombie for next year, so then we can have those 3 editions in there, plus some new live wires and high voltage boxes. It turned out really cool. The way we had all our themes and display set up, we didn't even think we were going to do a theme, but it turned out we did have themes. We had our zombie area. It turned out great. The only one that didn't make sense was the cryo chamber in the dining area where they're eating their limbs and all that. That's the only one that didn't make sense. But other than that, it looked really cool. I'm really happy with it. Even though a lot broke, it was worth it because they're going to break anyways just sitting in the storage unit. So it's better to use them and let people see them and let them break that way instead of just breaking by not even being used. That's what I think anyways. So I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it, and a huge thanks to everyone in Lucas's family and for helping. One of Lucas's family members say, "We consider you a part of our family now," because I don't know, everyone played a huge part in our setup. I mean, everyone had a huge part. Like I said, the neighbor kid, Lucas's uncle, Don, Lucas, we all just did our equal parts, like I said. And next year probably will be just as good, probably better, because next year we will prepare. Like I said, this year was practice. Next year is going to get a little more serious. Every year will get more serious. That's how it works. You start out all junky and kind of practice. I mean, you start out with not a lot of people showing up, but then it gets bigger, word goes around, and people say, "Hey, you got to check out this place." And before you know it, you get millions, thousands of people.